everyone, this is your instructor Joy. Thank you for sharing my videos, sending me nice comments and support, questions and donations. I really appreciate. Today we're going to talk about my favorite YouTube videos with a great violinist, in my opinion. This is very personal. Of course, you may or may not agree with me, but I thought I would like to share with you things that I like, that I watch a lot, and that also I learn a lot from. So I thought maybe I can recommend some of those great videos with a great violinist, my favorite violinist, and then maybe you would learn also. So I divided different categories and put a certain violinist names. See, maybe you can find out yourself. So there are a couple of things in violin repertoire, in classical music, that you kind of have to learn at some point of your life when you get advanced, which is Bach solo sonatas and partitas. My favorite violinist for this recording is Henry Schering. Henry Schering, it's spelled S-Z-E-R-Y-N-G. He just beautiful to listen to, just simply, but also the more you listen, the more amazing you will be, because his understanding of the Bach lines are amazing. He understood the harmony of these Bach solos, sonatas and partitas, and he just carries on these beautiful long lines while keeping everything resonant, like a bell sounding. It's just so beautiful. He, in my opinion, he's the best Bach solo sonatas player. And next one would be showpieces. So showpieces, I mean Chrysler, Paganini, Sarasate, those pieces, you know, like shows all this technicality and a little fun. There are, in my opinion, two great violinists who are fantastic at it. The first one is Michael Rabin. He's no longer alive, but luckily he made numerous recordings you could hear. It's beautiful to listen to somebody who mastered technicality and musicality both so beautifully, because it is very hard for us when you play technically hard stuff, just to be able to play the notes is hard enough. But Michael Rabin, just not only he knows the notes very well, but he knows so well, he's even sometimes plays with a little intonation. He sometimes pushes a little higher when it's dramatic. Sometimes he lowers a little intonation when it's a little dramatic, or he plays with a vibrato beautifully. It just true art. Another great violinist who are great at playing showpieces are Itzhak Perlman. I know all of you have heard of it. Perlman, who is still alive, and he is pretty much good with a lot of repertoires, but showpieces are particularly his strong part. Like many violinists, I mean, nobody's perfect, so it's hard for one violinist to be good at every single repertoire. So in my opinion, I'm just bringing the violinists who are specifically good for specific repertoire. Yeah, so just take it as an opinion. So my next list is Paganini Caprice. Paganini Caprice, the best player for Paganini pieces are Shlomo Mintz. You might have heard of it. He returned to the stage a couple of years ago after a little gap. He started picking his performance again. But this recording of Shlomo Mintz is, I think, from 80s, I believe. It's still there. It's great that you can actually see how he moves. Absolute must watch is his Paganini Caprice number 5. It's just so beautiful. When I watch his Paganini Caprice 5, I'm holding my breath because I'm so amazed how beautiful, how fluent, how musical in midst of the storm that he can bring. It's just so beautiful to watch somebody have such a great control and understanding of music. And there are a lot of violin sonatas that you have to play with piano. A lot of great Handel sonata recordings are done by Henry Schering again. He also has some sonatas done with harpsichord, which also makes an interesting interpretation. He also shows his version of a little ad libitum, meaning he does his own way. When it's a sustaining note, he puts his own ornaments to make it interesting, which is often done in that era, like a Baroque era music. The players are free to kind of come up your own way of ornamentation. You can just come up with your own a little cadenza. So Henry Schering is doing a beautiful job with Handel sonatas and other Baroque sonatas. So definitely worth to listen. When it comes to romantic concertos, there are many great players. So I normally like old guys, like most guys who are no longer alive, but in these categories I have some modern violinists that I like too. So romantic violin concertos are like Brahms Concerto, Tchaikovsky Concerto, Prokofiev Concerto, well, Prokofiev in the born. So such Sibelius Concerto, those big romantic concertos. Michael Rabin, again. Rabin is a fantastic, beautiful, with a beautiful full sound. Nathan Milstein, in his unique, gorgeous, this just lovely sound everywhere. He's a great musician in general, Nathan Milstein. And modern violinists I like Pinchas Zuckerman, you might have heard. His typical big fat sound and just going for it. Jill Shaham, he kind of works hard when he plays, when you look him playing. I went to watch his concert the other day, and he's really working hard, and he has this huge sound. It just was beautiful. And at the end, Frank Peter Zimmermann. I watched him playing a concerto too. It's just so beautiful. Not only he has a big sound, but he just makes everything so beautiful. Beautiful ringing, beautiful sounding, beautiful vibrato, beautiful intonations. It was just such pleasure to listen to him. So that was Frank Peter Zimmermann. And in my last list, I want to bring up a violinist who has a uniqueness. Unique and beautiful. The person that I like for his uniqueness is Ivry Gitlis. So his last name is spelled Gitlis. Ivry Gitlis. I so recommend you to watch his Valse Sentimentale by Tchaikovsky. So beautiful. It shows how beautiful violin can actually sound and sing. It's just so gorgeous. Unlike other violinists, he doesn't like to push the violin too much. He just knows how far the violin can take, and then with his fast vibrato he plays this very emotional sound, which is very kind of sobbing, but at the same time extremely gorgeous. It's like reading Shakespeare. It's a heartbreaking story, but so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. Ivry Gitlis is fantastic when it comes to pieces like Valse Sentimentale by Tchaikovsky. Some other pieces by Gitlis, I find it a little overly done, but I still like his uniqueness, because not every violinist has so-and-so has so-and-so color. Not every violinist has it, and Ivry Gitlis has that. He has specific his own color, Even though I don't always agree with him, I totally respect him for it, and it's always refreshing to listen his version of interpretation. And this Violin Sentimental by Tchaikovsky is just one of the most beautiful things ever. Another violinist with a unique musical ideas and beautiful things is Nathan Milstein, one of my favorite violinists. You know, he's not only fantastic violinist, but just fantastic musician. He also transcribed many other pieces so that we violinists can play. I like his bell sounding, like just gorgeous ringing sound. He doesn't like to, he just puts a lot of importance of making beautiful music, which sometimes we forget because we're so overworked with technical stuff. So I really appreciate whenever I listen to Milstein, and there's always something one can learn from. So I hope you find these names of violinists interesting. And these are solely just my ideas, my personal opinions. But I thought you might be interested just to listen to those great masters, because I learned a lot from these great violinists. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and share my videos. Thank you. Bye-bye.